December 4th, 6 p.m. I'll go ahead and offer the invocation. Lord, we are grateful that we are in our right minds. We have our health. We have all of the things that you give us that a lot of times we take for granted. And we are so grateful that we're able to come to this meeting here to be able to make decisions for the county, for the welfare of the people. This night and keep us safe as we depart from this place. We ask this in your Son's name, Jesus Christ. Amen. Okay, I have one addition to the agenda. Merrill Hyde Magnet Arts Project Fund. We'll make it 10B. And Commissioner Bergdorf will address that primarily. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay. We have approval for the minutes from November 6th.
So moved.
Second. All those in favor?
Mr. Chairman, I have a couple of
Sure.
corrections, if you don't mind. I'm listed as being absent. I was here last
Were you
month.
present?
I was present last month. I don't know if Mr. Rogers was present or absent. He's listed as both, so maybe scratch Mr. Rogers off present, move me up to present from being absent. And then on 10A, Chairman Brown moved, it was seconded by Commissioner Becker. So that seconded by Becker. You see what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I don't have a copy.
Oh.
It's right here.
Okay.
Yeah, 10A was seconded by, I just happened to notice that his name was listed twice. That's the only reason I remember that.
You seconded it?
It was me, yes. And then under 10D, just a typo about Indiana law versus Indian law.
Okay. Any other corrections to the minutes? Okay, approval of the minutes. Those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay, we have recognition of public. Pascal DeVos, you will come up here and state your name and your address.
Pascal German, 1325 Rondeau Park, Garapen, City Councilman, District 3. I'm here about Garapen. You probably figure it out. It's kind of funny that this weekend I sent an email to Mr. Langford asking him exactly about that without knowing that would be on the agenda. So when I saw that was on the agenda, I sent him a call. Mr. Langford responded quite quickly to my email. And it's public record, so I can read it. Part of his email say that growth in school enrollment dropped slightly this year and has held steady over the course of the year. The homes approved by cities across the county usually take years to be constructed and purchased. Obviously, our schools will continue to grow. We believe that we are in good shape to manage that growth. In the Garapen area, we have capacity at Station Camp and Liberty Creek. As home comes online, constantly monitor that growth. At this time, there is no need to rezone in Garapen area. So you guys know me now. I'm a number guy. So what I did is that I took the number provided by Mr. Langford and started looking at it in detail. I went over 10 years. So I started in 2013-14 year to 2023-24 year. And again, these numbers there were given to me by the school system. If I look at the trend in Gallatin, okay, I'm not talking only about Gallatin because that's what concerns me the most for my constituents and everybody in Gallatin. If I look at the trend from 10 years, from 13 to around 20, that's when COVID started, the growth in the Gallatin area is probably around 100 students a year, including all the schools in Gallatin. Okay, I put everything on the report. 2021, we have a decrease, and it's pretty steady. So from 13 to 20, we'll go from 8,400 students to 90,255. 2020, when COVID hit, we go from 90,255, 90,265, and 99,000 students, because people were keeping the kids at home. And as soon as COVID disappeared, we go from 9,000 to 9,100 to 10,000 to 10,444 students this year. So basically, on the 10 years delta, we got almost 2,000 more students in Gallatin, and from that, we had 1,300 more in 2023 year than in 2021. So that's a big delta. That's not what I call steady growth. We went from 5,200 to 1,400 students. So that's a big stuff. Now if I go to the schools, particularly one after one, so I went to the school number and I went to the capacity and where we are in Gallatin. Station Camp Elementary is at 88% capacity, with a growth of 6% this year compared to last year. Station Camp High, it's steady at 66%. Station Camp Middle School is steady at 96.7%. Gallatin High School is at 100% capacity. All right. We have room for 2 students. That's it. 100% capacity. Liberty Creek Elementary is at 83.4% with a growth of 4% this year compared to last year. Liberty Creek Middle School, who has been open for 2 years now, is already at 73.5% capacity, with a growth of 12% in 1 year. And Liberty Creek High School is already at 51% capacity, with a growth of 13.8% in 1 year. So, and Liberty Creek Elementary is already at 83.4%, with a growth of 4% compared to last year. So, I'm concerned for Gallatin because I want to know what's going to happen. We have plenty of things within come online in 2024. Over Greeny, we have all these apartments getting built. We have all the rental getting built on the other side. Lock 4 is in a plan. That's not going to happen probably next year, but when that's going to happen, that's going to be big. We have Sunset Farm, who's coming online, who's planned to be finished at the end of 24. We have Nexus, who's popping out like mushrooms. So I want to know what's the plan for Gallatin and what the solution is. And are we around? I would like to, if we can do something like that, you know, I know we can bust students out, so we know in Gallatin we have District, I think that District 5, who are our oldest neighbors, who are the nearest to Liberty Creek, and I think if we could move people from there to Liberty Creek, that would raise Gallatin High. But, you know, I would like to see what we think about that and if we have any solution, and I think it's time to think a little forward instead of trying to catch up what's going to happen. I appreciate your time.
Next speaker is Kevin Baker.
Kevin Baker, 424 A.B. Wade Road. Mr. Chairman, I'd like to commend this committee for bringing up the issue of the safety issue at the elementary school in North Sumner County. I have a different opinion than the director of schools. I don't believe that keeping these things hidden behind the scenes does anything from a safety perspective. Transparency, as we were told by our county mayor when he was running, is the essence of a good government. And realistically, when you look at the data, do a critical review of the mass shootings that happen in those kind of locales, guess what? It had nothing to do with walls or no walls. It has to do with, it's in the agenda.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is, absolutely.
Where?
In the minutes. And the minutes are part of the agenda.
No. Okay, I guess. That's the chairman's call.
So, my point is this. When Uvalde, Parkland, Covenant, Columbine, all of those perpetrators had intimate knowledge of the facility. Don't peddle this BS. I want to talk about these things for too long. And at the time the director was part of this, we hid things. We don't need to hide things. Talk about them in public. Get them out there for the public to hear and see. And maybe then we would support your efforts instead of trying to fight it. Because every time I put in an open records request, it takes months and months and months in a run around at the school system to get any kind of information. That's not how you run a transparent operation. Thank you very much, and I apologize for going off script.
Okay. That closes our recognition of the public. Report of the chairman. First thing I'd like to do is suspend the rules because I would like to ask the director some questions. Do I have a motion for that?
I'll make a motion.
Okay.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Second. Those opposed? Okay. Thing that I'd like to do is talk about the station cap gym work. Okay. Now, I went by there on Monday of the time in which it was supposed to have gotten started, which was Thanksgiving weekend. So I'm up there working that day. However, and your email from the 30th of September said, budget amendment to move the $15.5 million out of our reserve is to fund updates and renovations to our stadiums and athletic facilities. I explained this process during the September 19th board meeting. I know you were present at the meeting, but here's a link to the meeting for members that were not present. The bid for the roof and flooring at Station Camp High School were approved unanimously. Work on the Station Camp roof will be completed by Thanksgiving. I went by there today, and it still looks like it did on Monday, when it happened before Thanksgiving.
Well, I mean, you know, that's what we hoped would happen, but they have to get supplies. If they said it should be done soon, they're working on it. But, I mean, I don't think you're at the whim of a contractor that will always finish on time. But, you know, they started roughly on time, and they'll be finished as quickly as they can. And I'd like to clarify that the safety camp roof had nothing to do with the $15.5 million.
Oh, I know that. Yeah, I know that. It's just that was the first thing
Sure.
that you gave us, you know, whenever we were talking about that.
Sure.
This
But I mean,
sheet right here.
I would hope that it's done soon. But, you know, contractors have a window of time to get the job done, and they're still within that window. we've been promised to be done by Thanksgiving, but they're, obviously, a week behind, two behind.
I know this is 2020 hindsight and all, but, I mean, we did have a very unprecedented dry season. From 13th of August till now, we've had about 3 inches of rain, unprecedented drought, record drought. And I just wondered, why did we wait till Thanksgiving if they're still working right now during school and so on like that? If that was the case, we should have started.
They have to get their materials, they bid the job, they won the bid, they have to get their materials to do the job.
Well, I mean,
I would have loved to have had it done before fall break, but
well,
that's not
this
the
was
way.
back in September.
Right, that's just not the way the construction world works these days.
Well, that's what, again, concerns me. What about the flooring? Is that's still on schedule?
The flooring, one of the floors will be done over the Christmas break, you can't do that with students from the building. And the other part, I think they're going to try to do upstairs over Christmas, and then the downstairs during summer. If you can. Probably more than you can do during spring break. I wouldn't want to have a chunk of the flooring done and it not get done. I'd rather wait till we have.
They'll have 3 weeks. They should be able to get that done in 3 weeks. What about the Madison Creek Elementary gutter replacement? Is that done?
I'll have to check on that. I wasn't prepared that you had a list of questions about the updates on maintenance projects. We had a lot of maintenance projects going on. We completed all the lights, all the LED lights are in the classrooms at Station Camp, and they're working on the hallways currently. When they get that job done, they'll start at Dr. Stewart and they'll replace all the lights at Dr. Stewart.
What about the Westmoreland?
Just point of information that the agenda items is Station Camp gym roof.
Understand, but I said I had some questions. I had that.
Well, I oppose you asking questions that aren't on the agenda. So let's make that for the record.
We have a list here of things that.
Well, then, you should have been on the agenda.
Okay, I added to the.
No, okay, let's add it to the agenda then, properly.
Okay.
Okay, so let's vote.
All those wanting to know about the project, about adding it to my report.
Mr. Chairman, respectfully, I don't know that we're in line. We have to have a motion to reconsider and then bring it back before. But I think you're well within your purview as given a report of the chairman.
Yeah, I mean, this is my report. I mean, I just had one thing on there, but there was a lot of other things I was wanting to talk about. That was the main one that I wanted to talk about.
Well, if it would have been on the agenda, then
Well.
he would have been prepared to answer questions, I think.
No, I didn't get really a good answer on the roof. So,
What answer did you want on the roof?
I was going to complete.
Okay.
And I didn't get an answer there. But anyway, like I say, this just kind of goes with a whole other, the Infinity Pipeline for Liberty Creek. We're still 3 years in on that, we still don't have functioning.
Yes, sir. I'm happy to answer. I've always responded to your emails. I'd be happy, like, if you have questions, I'm happy to give you an update, but I'd like a little bit more leeway than Station Camp High School roof, and that's the only thing. I'm happy to answer any
Well,
questions.
that's-
The Westmoreland Children's completed.
Okay.
You asked about that one.
Okay. But like I say, these are things that have been going on the past 3, 4 years, and I just have a lot of concern about the completion of all the multiple sports complexes that we have coming up.
Sure.
I know I've already seen that these things are demoed, so we're running behind, and things are still not in a situation of repair. Because, I hope to goodness that I'm wrong on all of this right here, but I just, when were the bids open for the
Latter part of January, probably between the 25th and 30th, hopefully.
So that's when you open bids for the sports complex?
That's when we'll issue the bid.
When bids won't close?
We'll probably run it for about 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. You've got to if you don't give contractors time to bring their crews out to study and look at the sites, you won't get good bids, you won't get any bids.
So you said 30 January?
Yeah, I would say, my goal is to approve the bids on the February school board meeting.
Okay, well, when did you say you were open? 30th of
I
January?
think it's the 30th of January. No, that won't be when, that's when it'll be issued.
Yeah.
You know, but right now, the demo is done, the demo was completed over Thanksgiving in Hendersonville. So all 3 sites are demoed now. We're going in at Portland, I believe, to put in a little bit of, some type of, like, not a privacy fence, but a little bit of fence to keep people off the field until the construction starts. Right now, geotech is completed. They're working with civil site, architect, pushed as hard as we can to get, you know, now the bleacher comes to come out and create a plan, you know, so you know, like, the proper way to build the foundation and everything like that. That's quite extensive. With Hendersonville High School and Beach High School to discuss plans for what they're going to need. So they're gathering up all that. They've got a meeting with Portland as well. Portland's is a little bit easier in terms of the planning because it's not as big of a space, and the bathroom's pretty clear what we're building there. So that process is in full swing. You know, as soon as we can get the bids out, get the bids back, we'll start working quickly. You know, see if once the bids are open, the board approves it, you know, it'll take a little bit of time to check to make sure they've got the proper bonding and everything like that, and we'll roll. And we should be days or weeks away, hopefully just weeks away. I hope that we'd have Liberty Creek Sewer open by Thanksgiving, but White House Utility District has a lot to say, and we get to turn that over, and they're working with the contractor to get the as-built done, so hopefully that'll be done in the next few weeks. It's essentially done, it's just waiting on White House Utility District to receive it. They've got to have some.
Is this still strictly gravity flow, or have they put some grinding pumps in there?
Well, I don't think there's much problem with the pumps. We're not necessarily using, almost all sewer systems are gravity flow, unless you absolutely have to. The problem is, like, when White House Utility District, when they check, before they take over a sewer system, they want it to meet their specifications. And so there are some things in terms of, it has to settle 60 days for them to look at it, and have some minor things that the contractor had to do, which they've done. And now it's waiting on civil engineering to get the as-built done, and sitting down, it's getting White House Utility District, civil site, all the different groups together to get everything signed off on. So hopefully that should be soon. There's nothing like it's ready. I hope so.
Just for clarification on to add an item to the agenda after we've approved it, it just takes a 2/3 vote. You don't have to reconsider and all that stuff, but anyway.
Okay,
It
well, I
just
just didn't
doesn't-
have to put anything on there, and I could talk all I wanted to. Okay, let's move ahead. Report from the county mayor.
No report, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, report from the director of schools.
No report.
Okay, we've heard about, concerns about overcrowding at Gallatin High School. And, again, I just hope that something is done about that. We will continue to have this on the agenda, and hopefully we will get some kind of solution.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
what's your thought, or whoever's thought, on what would end up being a motion from this committee on this item?
Redistricting.
So like make a motion?
No.
So you want us to make a motion to redistrict?
Well, no, I just want to keep it open for people to talk. That's what I want to do.
So there's no like motion that...
I mean, there's something that I would like to see happen, which is redistricting,
Mhm.
but that's not going to happen
But-
supposedly right now.
but from-
So
but
I
from
just want to
this-
keep it open so the public can talk about it.
So from this specific committee, it's just an ongoing discussion? No, you don't foresee any type of ever making a motion related to it?
No, like I say, this is just a discussion.
A resolution? Okay.
Okay, new business, again, these are things that we can't vote on, so we'll go on as far as 10A is concerned. 10B, we still have the rules suspended, if you would like to.
Yes, this is for Superintendent Langford. I sing in several church choirs, and we have some excellent young singers that sing with us, not as many as I would hope. And in our church choir, one of the, very small, but we only had one young man to sing. So he sang all the men's parts in our lessons and carols as a solo. And everyone was just amazed at how well he did, and they said, oh, he must have learned that at Merrill Hyde. Well, no, unfortunately, they don't have a choral arts program, which took my breath away, because that is that's our one classical education school. So I wanted to ask for if you and the chief academic officer would talk to Principal Frank and find out if there's any way within the budget, not because I know everything costs extra, but if there's some way they can squeeze that option in the related arts program beginning in the 24 year, because I think they used to have something. I know Valerie Transom, I know she was the music teacher there, and she is excellent. I don't know, I haven't talked to her in years, but I would love to see that school, those kids have that offering, because that's where I learned to sing classical music was at the magnet school that I attended. So I would love to see that for them. I know Hendersonville has a great program. I know Miss Powell very well. And I just want for you to work on it. And we don't have to discuss it. If you'll just work on it.
I could clarify just one little thing. Like, it's not Mr. Frank's decision.
That's fine, however it works. If y'all can just work on that.
I just want to make it sound Mr. Frank.
I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know. I just want y'all to work on that.
I'm a huge proponent of the arts, so I would love more arts everywhere.
Well, I specifically want choral singing at Merrill Hyde.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And that's all.
Anybody else wants to discuss this? We'll bring us back in on the suspension of the rules and move.
Mr. Chairman, is that going to drop, or is it one old business? What the Gen Z?
Oh, no, I'm finished. Yes. You'll either have it in the fall or it won't.
Motion adjourned.
Okay, second.
Second.